Chinese city of Hong Kong. And for the next 48 hours, I'll be showing you how Hong Kongers believe this international city is ever-changing. And I'm not just talking about the influence of the mainland. When Britain handed this unique colony back to China in 1997, many feared it would lose its independence.
We shall watch with the closest interest.
But in this 48, we discover how Hong Kong remains relentlessly ambitious.
If you're an adrenaline junkie, you trade stocks in the Hong Kong stock market.
How the mainland boom is driving more people to gamble with their futures. We hear from the rudest voices of the pro-democracy movement. And we discovered those keeping Hong Kong's ancient traditions alive. We're starting in Hong Kong Island, which is best known for its financial district and for its skyline of skyscrapers. But there's a lot more to this urban jungle, and we found the fastest way to see it. Hi, guys!
Hi, Amanda.
Where are the other guys?
Come
Here they come.
This is free running, a kind of urban athletics with a twist of martial arts.
This is Nash.
Jack?
Jose.
Really?
Scorpion. Boom.
And we'd be racing them We're ready to go. to the top of Hong Kong Island. My money's on you at the moment.
Okay.
But I think we'll be all right.
We know some shortcuts.
We know a few shortcuts.
See?
Maybe walk a bit faster, you two.
I think we should start running it.
Do the free one.
The Zippies were taking the extreme sports approach. With free running, you're supposed to gracefully overcome any obstacle. Meanwhile, Tony and C were giving me the speedy historical tour. Okay.
This is the shortcut. The harbour used to be back there, the harbour shoreline. Now it's going to come to this line over here. That's about 100 metres of new land.
So see, what are they going to put there?
We guess they will build a high-rise building with shopping malls and offices. It's all money, money, money stuff.
With Hong Kong's land now amongst the world's most populated and expensive, the government's not big on heritage preservation. We're slightly cheating now. We're on the tram.
After the war, when Hong Kong really became a financial centre, that's when they started pulling all the old things down, building skyscrapers. Unfortunately, as part of the development of this city, it's had to destroy a lot of its past. This is Wellington Street. Lots of old shops in this area.
And you see it is the oldest supermarket in Hong Kong.
OK, let's go up Graham Street. This is the oldest wet market in Hong Kong. It's about 150 years old. In 2 years' time, they're thinking of demolishing all these markets. If you look at this, these are like original Chinese tenement houses. So they've been here since 1920s, 1930s. That's how all the shop fronts in Hong Kong used to look like. People used to live above in their balconies.
So who values their heritage most?
Expats and youngsters.
And there's a growing community of people in Hong Kong who really fight for these things. Because otherwise, the problem is Hong Kong will become this bland shopping mall city.
That would be a shame, huh? You guys are a bit slow. Reach the top.
Come on, guys, you steal my money!
This is the longest escalator system in the world. It goes up 135 meters vertically. If you look down here, these are all the old shops which have all sprung up because of this new escalator system.
And these are the old buildings soon to be demolished.
But to reach the peak requires some serious funicular technology, courtesy of the British. I mean, that is worse than, a roller coaster. Oh, my stomach.
British thought, oh, it's just one rocky outcrop. That's how they called Hong Kong. They wanted to make their own little garden. And so now it's a really lush, beautiful forest.
Until the 1950s, only expats could afford the cooler climate of Victoria Peak. Gosh, the pollution's bad though, huh?
The worst thing is that you're actually losing our most precious asset, which is our harbour. The harbour and the landscape. If we keep going with this reclamation, soon the harbour will just be a little river down the middle.
Well, the good news is, guys, we might be the victors.
I think so. They're probably still down there somewhere, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're probably trying to make it through those bushes as we
Is that
speak.
them down there?
Enjoy.
I'm tired now.
Tired, I'm exhausted. That tram ride really took it out of me. We headed back down to the financial district, which on Sundays is claimed by Filipinos, the majority female maids. And this is how they spend their one day off. Most live with their employers, so have nowhere else to socialise.
There's my mom on the corner.
Hello, how are you? I feel so cold.
You're freezing!
It's cold here.
I just go around and see what I can do for them.
Banned from working outside their employers' homes, the women are vulnerable to abuse. You don't live like most Filipino women here. You're incredibly privileged, aren't you?
Oh yes, yes, thanks God, we are. So the best I can do, assist them, especially if they are in trouble, they have problems with their employer. For example, they are terminated, so we give shelter.
Which means our home.
We were never, I mean...
It's your home. Yes.
Yeah.
My bedroom, basically.
And in the pitiless march of development, their meeting spaces are to be trampled by shopping malls. But this protest is against the Filipino government, So what are you demonstrating for? Which encourages migrant working, yet tried to impose a $5,000 bond, which the maids would have had to pay. And the protests worked. A small victory in their otherwise harsh lives. So why are you here on a Sunday if you're so cold?
For the whole 1 week, you stay in the house, working. Sunday, it's time to spend with my friend, of course.
So is the money better here in Hong Kong than it is in the Philippines?
Almost triple.
Almost triple.
For example, I am a professional teacher.
And what are you doing here?
Muchacha.
That's what the Spanish call the
What a slave.
You said slave, yeah? In Hong Kong, they earn around $435 a month compared to $200 in the Philippines.
Money, 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 money. Never mind the hardship. You can have money and then provide your family in the Philippines.
How many of you have families you've left behind? Like children?
Almost. Mommy.
And are they back in the Philippines? Or are they here?
No, in the Philippines.
They're in the Philippines. So when do you see them? So maybe once a year?
Sometimes 1 year and a half, every 2 years.
Their government calls them the new heroes. They just prefer to earn a living wage back home. They think you're rich if you work here.
Yeah.
Are you rich?
No.
Until then, they carry on with their traditions in Hong Kong.
It's a duck's egg with a fetus inside. Can you see?
Kasi they want it
No.
Try. Oh, come on.
I think it's the fact that it's looking at me. You eat the whole thing?
Gone.
After an afternoon in the cold, I needed to warm up, and Tessa had just the place. Oh, this is a bit seedy. Tessa? I didn't think you were like this. I was getting worried. Kind of smells, you know, a bit like cat in your eye. We'd come to meet some of those pushing for full democracy in Hong Kong. Oh, nice to meet you. Full democracy in a part of communist China? Are they mad? Amanda. Maybe. This Marxist activist turned politician is furious that Beijing's reneged on its handover promise of full democracy in 2007. China says you may have the possibility for full democracy in 2017. You want 2012, is that right?
No,
You want it now.
No, it's now.
And he's not alone. While half of the Legislative Council are elected, the rest are appointed by Beijing. As is Chief Executive Donald Tsang. You've been publicly very horrible to your Chief Executive, haven't you? You've called him a lot of names.
Hardness Donald. Dumping Donald.
Donald Jump.
Was that Dumpling Donald?
that. The government in Hong Kong have been regime for the collusions between the rich people and the government. In the end of the day, someone will get what they deserve.
Many feel this enterprise city is increasingly dominated by big corporations, while small businessmen struggle and an underclass develops.
Yeah, you can see the people living in the very small room, and the children there, they still have to pick up the papers from the street to earn for the living.
But since 500,000 successfully defeated the Beijing proposed anti-subversion laws, the pro-democracy movement now faces apathy from a population enjoying China's economic boom.
As the Hong Kong Chinese, we know that it will not go on forever.
I can hear a lot of people laughing at the moment long here because no one believes China's bubble's going to burst.
That's what happened in the late 90s of last century when the bubble burst in Japan.
But the bubble seemed to be in rude health as we emerged in Kowloon's Mongkok. Look at all these people. One of the most densely populated districts in the world. Is this where you come?
Yep.
How is this different to Hong Kong Island?
You can see it's more down to earth, more about shopping, casual dining, casual wear.
They have lots of dyed hair. But we're having dinner at your boyfriend's, yeah?
Yep, and boyfriends and friends.
And for that, we'd have to travel out to the more affordable new territories, where around half of Hong Kong's population live.
Look at the size of these. Well, this is a public housing area. This is Gary.
Hi, Gary. I heard that I'm supposed to call you friends, yeah?
Boyfriend should be more suitable, right?
Well,
you two work it out later.
So my parents are at home and they're waiting for you. They're living there.
What level?
The 16th floor.
The government builds these apartments and sells them for less than the private sector. If you two ever got married, it would be very difficult. It would be very difficult to find something that you could afford.
Yes.
so it's the problem for young couples, actually.
Yeah.
A private apartment would cost them $300,000 for 46 square metres, or 500 square feet. Well, if you don't have children, it'll be fine. You have...
Yeah, but if you got 2 children, oh, disaster.
Especially when they're growing up.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why Hong Kong has the lowest birth rate in the world. Look at that door.
This is my father. Come in. This is my brother.
Hello, how do you do? This is a dining room and a lounge room.
Yes. And then this is my room.
You're not allowed to come in.
Small.
Oh, gosh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. This is my bed and my brother's sleeping here.
I mean, does it feel small to you?
It's really, really small. So this is my parents' room.
It's very small. When your mum was in mainland China, did she live in a bigger house?
Yeah. She's saying that at that time the room is very large.
Gary's parents came to Hong Kong in the 1970s in search of a better life.
Let's go to our kitchen.
So your parents came here from the mainland, seeking opportunity, better opportunities in Hong Kong, and now you're thinking about going back to the mainland.
Our generation, we want to make money from the mainland, but we don't think we'll stay there for good.
Are you Chinese or are you Hong Konger?
When we were small, we were taught that we were Hong Kong people. But after the handover, they said we are now Chinese people, especially for the Beijing Olympics.
What do you think? Do you feel Chinese or do you feel Hong Konger?
Politically, I'm not in those Chinese CCP. I'm not the supporter of it. But of course, culturally, I'm Chinese.
We just all get in there and look after ourselves, do we?
Yes.
Delicious. How do I say delicious?
Homemade.
Homemade.